it's always really hard doing any job when you're pregnant, obviously, whether you're sitting at work in an office or you're on your feet all day, you know, in Topshop and you're putting clothes on the reels, whatever you're doing. But to go on tour in a pop band and have to look your best on stage and be this personality when you're in a group with two other very beautiful women is really quite intimidating, and I found it really hard to get my head around my baby, and it's my baby and it's not fat, and I know that, and everyone's like, but you're pregnant, and I know that, but it was just really hard to fit into any kind of costume that I felt glamorous in on stage, and I never really knew what to wear on stage, so I went for a Jane Norman dress actually that was made for me, and it was beautiful. It was really bright and gold and fantastic. It was kind of Shirley Bassey-esque, but when I look back, I look like a big fat pile of tinfoil. But you know, setting aside how I looked, I needed to keep my energy up. Faith, be careful, I don't want to pour hot tea on you. So, you know, when I was on tour, it was really imperative that I kept my energy levels up through the means of diet. I couldn't rely on my masses of Starbucks, my caffeine pills, or anything like that, because I'm pregnant, so I couldn't overindulge in my full fat can of Coke or anything like that. So I had to do it by correct dieting, and when I say dieting, I don't mean to lose weight, I mean my diet as a whole. So I just found that actually having a banana or two maybe about an hour before I went on stage really, really helped, especially with the potassium as well, because I'm moving around a lot, and your body gets to seize up afterwards, you know, being so pregnant. You've got a lot of weight carrying on stage, your adrenaline's going, you're actually moving a lot more than what you should do being 7 months pregnant. You know, fruit is primarily sugar, but it's broken down a bit differently than it is when you get it from chocolate. You know, and I was also quite self-conscious with the fact that I was in quite revealing outfits for being that heavily pregnant, and I didn't want any unnecessary fat spilling out. It's just, you just don't want that for a girl. Thank you, darling. You don't want to feel uncomfortable. And I was getting to a point in this pregnancy, which I had with Faith, where I just felt big, and it wasn't a baby, it was me overindulging. So it's really important to get the right balance of food and nutrition and not just use it as an excuse to binge. Right, you be careful, okay? You go in the living room and eat it like that, just don't eat the paper. Good girl.